Whether it is a cracked tooth, the AC went out mid-July, or your car started making weird sounds, you are in trouble. When you are ready to get control of your money, one of the first things you should do is build an emergency fund for when the unexpected happens. You need to have money in the bank to cover emergencies. Otherwise, you are going to turn to credit cards, borrow from your 401k, take out a HELOC, or any other things that will keep you stuck in debt and prevent you from getting ahead with money. Now, before we go on, if you have consumer debt, your focus should not be piling up a huge emergency fund yet. Your focus should be on getting out of debt like your life depends on it. First, save up a $1,000 starter emergency fund. I promise, if you're intentional with your budget, sell some stuff, do some side hustles, cancel some subscriptions, you will have that $1,000 in under a month. This money is just supposed to keep you afloat while you put the rest of your time, energy, resources, and money toward getting out of debt. Then, once the debt is gone, you graduate to a fully funded emergency fund. I am talking about 3 to 6 months of expenses saved, which should be enough to protect you from falling back into the debt cycle when emergencies do happen. But just how much is 3 to 6 months of expenses? Well, start by looking at your bank account and budget to see what it takes to operate your household for a given month. You will want to account for a bit more than the minimum food, utilities, housing, and transportation. Get on a bare-bones budget that just covers the essentials, so you can pay your bills, put food on the table, and fill up the gas tank. Now, once you know how much it takes to operate your household for 1 month, multiply it by 3 to get an idea of how much you should save. So in this case, that would be around $15,000. How do you know if you should save up to 3 months or 6 months of expenses? Here is my rule of thumb. Save 6 months of expenses if you fall into any of these categories. If you are married with one income, you are a single parent, you are self-employed, you have a regular income like commission or seasonal jobs, or you or someone in your home has chronic health issues. Save at least 3 months of expenses if you fall into either of these categories.
Store your emergency money in one of these types of accounts for easy access. A simple savings account connected to your checking account, a money market account that comes with a debit card or check writing privileges, and my personal favorite, an online high-yield savings account that pays a higher interest rate while still giving you easy access to your money. How do you know when it's really time to tap into your emergency fund? Well, start by looking at your budget. Ask yourself, can you simply adjust the budget this month to cover the expenses? Skipping some extras for a few weeks to avoid dipping into savings is totally worth it. Because remember, once you spend money from the emergency fund, you must rebuild the emergency fund quickly. And if you've done the math and moving things around in this month's budget is not going to cut it, ask yourself these 3 questions. Is it unexpected? Is it necessary? And is it urgent? If you can answer yes to all 3 of those, you have got a real emergency on your hands and a real need to use the emergency fund. When it comes to building your fully funded emergency fund, it is easy to get discouraged because there is no immediate reward. I mean, truthfully, saving is not as much fun as the other things you can do with money, like spend it or give it away to family. When you have an emergency fund, you sort of quit having financial emergencies. They simply turn into inconveniences. You see, when you are broke, you never seem to have good luck. And when you are not broke, you seem to have more good luck. But really, it is not luck. You have just set yourself up to be in a better position to afford higher quality items, do the right maintenance, and have margin. The real key to this whole emergency fund thing is you must make it a priority. There will be no reason to keep around debt or credit cards anymore because you are funding yourself. If you do not have an emergency fund yet, or you are realizing right now that yours is not big enough, then it is time to start saving. And making a budget is the first step to getting there.
Emergency funds. Think of your money as having two different jobs. Job number one, your emergency fund, your safety net. Your emergency fund is your financial safety net. Life is full of bad surprises. Your car breaks down. Your roof starts leaking. You get a surprise medical bill. You lose your job. When these things happen, you need cash right away to fix the problem. This is what your emergency fund is for. It's safe money, probably sitting in a simple savings account that you can get to immediately. It's not meant to make you rich. It's meant to protect you from debt when an emergency happens. Number two, your investments, your growth engine. Your investments in the stock market are your growth engine. This is money you are setting aside for the long term. Think 5, 10, or 20 years down the line. The goal of this money is to grow and build your future wealth. The stock market goes up and down all the time. That's normal. Because this money is for the long term, you can afford to ride out those dips and let it grow. The big problem: what happens with no fund? Here is why you must have the safety net, emergency fund, before you start the growth engine, investing. Let's imagine you put all your extra money into the stock market and have no emergency fund. 1. An emergency hits. Your car's transmission dies. You need $3,000 right now to fix it. 2. You have no cash. You have no emergency fund in savings. 3. The stock market is down. This month, the stock market is having a bad week. Your $3,000 investment is temporarily worth only $2,500. 4. You're forced to sell. Because you need the cash, you are forced to sell your investments at that $2,500 low price. You just lost $500. You sold at the worst possible time, and you pulled money out that was supposed to be growing for your future. The bottom line: your emergency fund protects your investments. It acts like a financial bodyguard. When an emergency attacks, your emergency fund steps in to take the hit. This leaves your investments alone so they can keep doing their job, growing for your future. Don't build your house on a shaky foundation. Get your 3 to 6 months of emergency savings built first. Then you can start investing with confidence, knowing a simple car repair won't wreck your entire financial future.